Good afternoon, guys. I hope everyone is able to hear me. If yes, quickly give me a thumbs up and we go to the charts. Yeah. Are you guys able to hear me? I hope everyone is able to hear me. Quickly. Yeah. Cool. So, very quickly, right? How many guys went through my video yesterday? There were two key things that I had pointed out. The first one was that we were expecting a range bound day, right? We were expecting a range bound day. The second one, importantly, was that while we were expecting a range bound day, between today and tomorrow, I had said if this liquidity gets swept, right? If this let me just open this chart. If the liquidity gets swept, this one has to go and touch 43,460. In between there are decisional areas. Whenever this happens, don't long, right? That was my clear cut instruction in the video, right? I said all these are decisional areas, right? This one, the final target of this down move, right, could be somewhere near 42,693, right? That much pullback can come. Now why did I say whatever I said, right? So if you see, right, we had connected this trend line, right? In yesterday's video we had connected this trend line which I said was very acute and sharp, right? And I said do not short the market at the first instance. We are in an uptrend. The setup to trade an uptrend is you need to break below the lows. Now earlier the lows were this was the low, right? As soon as this new candle got created, this became our low. Given there is no solid body closing, right, this became our low, right? So understand, solid body closing, no, when you are trading against the trend is very important, right? Today for the first time it gave us solid body closing, which was a 10-15 candle, right? Now you can also look at a small, so if you want to advance the entry, right, you can also consider these trend line liquidities, right? I had suggested a short very late today when this breakdown happened, no, I had suggested a short, and I will show it to you in the option chart also, right? The reason for this is very simple. The level that we are getting, right, this becomes an order block. Many people were asking me, sir, can you share some order block entries? Today for the first time we have an order block. The reason is you have a continuous break of structure. You have a continuous break of structure near the all-time highs. I am not assuming all-time highs, right? This is your continuous break of structure on the upside. The last swing low even now is protected. Do not assume this market to be a bearish market even now, right? The problem is the move which would have come tomorrow has already come, so you will not be able to make profit. These are my inducement levels. What is inducement? I will talk through it. These are my inducement levels before which I am not even thinking of बीइंग शॉर्ट ऑन दिस मार्केट, राइट? ये तो कंटिन्यूस ब्रेक ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर हो रहा है, ये ऑल टाइम हाई के पास है, यहाँ पे एक इंजीनियर्ड लिक्विडिटी बनाया है, अभी ये नीचे आ रहा है, ठीक है, इसको नीचे आने दो। आज का जो ट्रेड था मैंने यहाँ पे दिया था, राइट, ये जब रिवर्स हुआ इस कैंडल से, this candle supply, no, I said there is a supply both sides, right? The next trade given, I was outside, I could not give it to a broader group, but I have given that trade, I have taken that trade in person, and I took very small quantities because I was outside, I could not, I have just come back, right? The target that we have is 43,430. Guys, ask me question on this. This is a setup which many of you all wanted to learn and understand, right? How does order block or smart money concept work? Today was a good example of how it works, right? We will try to take a live trade also, but wait and watch right now. You won't get an immediate live trade. If understood, then let me know. If no, then I can explain it again. Yeah, is it understood or is it? Please explain once again. Okay. So, Rajiv, smart money concepts is one of the trading style, right, where you use advanced price action techniques. The idea is when you use advanced price action techniques, right, you don't trade against the trend of the market. Right now, in every video that I've been doing, right, I am saying that bank nifty is still not short, right, and I will just let's look at the daily chart, right. Let's look at the, this is a decisional order block. Yes, this is a decisional order block. This swing ideally should create a low at 42,690. If it starts reversing before that, right, Utkarsh, it is an inside swing. It will keep doing, as in it will make traders go mad over the next 2 to 3 weeks. It will make traders go mad. It's a decisional order block even right now. So look at this daily candle, right. Don't look at today's candle. Every day if you see, right from here, you have a green candle, red candle, then there is a rally, red, green, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, green, red, red, right. There is no consistent pattern for you to short, right. Now yesterday, interestingly, so every day the red candles, right, had some sort of buying, right. This was a news driven event where you had HDFC 0.5%, right. But yesterday was the first time when you had a solid, now these are all interim areas, but this is your all time high, right. This is your resistance. Near resistance you had an open high candle in bank nifty. What is the significance of open high candle? Open high candle is nothing, so it's known as bearish open high marubozu. So marubozu also, right, as a candlestick, people only teach single marubozu, right. So you have green and red marubozus, right. Actually marubozus are 6 types, right. They are 6 types. So you have bullish and bearish marubozu, which is complete solid body where open and close there is no wick, right. That is a standard pattern. But as trading has evolved, things have become complicated. What you also learn is solid body at the top, wick at the bottom, a big candle, right, is known as bearish open high marubozu. A bullish open low marubozu also continues to exist, right, with a wick on the top. A candle like this, right, is a bearish. Again, this is also a kind of marubozu. It is not a spinning top, right. These happen very rarely. These I would not confuse. The 4 marubozus keep in mind: bullish marubozu, bearish marubozu, bearish open high marubozu, bullish open low marubozu, right. The bearish open high marubozu and bullish open low marubozu are very important, because this is where, so in a marubozu candle nothing happened, right. Your whoever was in control throughout the day. But here, no, the opposite party has tried once. The opposite party has tried once. So on a daily chart, right, this became an important support. I will come back to the concept that I taught, right. If you take a trend line, it's a steep one, it's an angular one, right. If you see 1 2 3, the rule is the trend line should touch at least 2 to 3 times. So 2 points you connect is a ray. When you connect 2 points, it's a ray. If it continues touching ahead, right, it becomes a line. It's a simple mathematic concept. The first 2 times when it touches, right, it has a finite start, finite end, it's a ray. As you proceed forward, right, so you have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, right, and fifth one was a sweep. This means there is a, so after after 2 touches, right, so 2 times we connected, it became a trend line. There are further 2 touches. When it swept here, this became weak. Yesterday this became weak. That weakness was also confirmed by a closing below this level, right. Now closing below this level, there is a sweep. The next support comes at the next logical level. Now if you see, right, this was a support which was taken couple of days back, this has been tested once, this has been tested twice, right? Two times. Now what happens at the support? Have you guys ever thought what happens at the support? At the support you have the view is, so it's like, just assume you are going to a super bazaar, right? I am trying to simplify it. You are going to a super bazaar. In the super bazaar, right, there is a lot of demand for it's summer season, right? There is a lot of demand for, say, thumbs up, coke or Pepsi, right? Let's assume anything. There is a lot of demand for thumbs up. You have people who are thirsty, who want soft drink. Everyone wants to have thumbs up. The moment the shopkeeper keeps thumbs up, people come in and raid the shop, buy it, right? This is that demand. So once it breaks with a solid body, right, this became a demand. First time I am thirsty, I go, I raid the shop. Second time it stays here. This is not a raid. This is not a raid. There is a solid body. It has stayed here for some time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. It has stayed here, right? That means the demand is gradually coming down and people are not trying to raid that demand, right? What is happening? Shopkeeper has estimated the demand. He has enough thumbs up. People are also, they were thirsty earlier. Either their thirst has been quenched, पहले से उनकी प्यास बुझ गई थम्स अप पी के, अब है ना वो वहाँ पे धक्का मुक्की करके थम्स अप नहीं ले रहे, ठीक है? दिस इज व्हाट इट सिग्निफाइज. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज यू कैन नॉट अज्यूम दैट देर इज़ नो डिमांड फॉर थम्स अप. तो ये जब नीचे गिरता है, अब आप बुलिश मार्केट में हो, तो ये जो डिमांड लेवल जो अब्जॉर्ब हुआ है ना, इसके ब्रेकडाउन के बाद आपको इसके रीटेस्ट पे शॉर्ट लेना है. बुलिश मार्केट में यू ऑलवेज टेक अ ब्रेकडाउन, रीटेस्ट, ब्रेकडाउन, राइट? बेरिश मार्केट में इफ यू वांट टू टेक अ लॉन्ग साइड ट्रेड, you always take a breakout, retest, breakout. You don't take a trade at touch. It will reduce the probability of your setups, right? It will reduce the probability of your setups. Guys, is this understood? I will proceed to a decisional order block. I will proceed to the order block in terms of how I took the entry. But is this concept understood, what I am trying to explain? Just in terms of demand, right? Just in terms of demand, if it is understood, I can proceed forward. Yeah. So now what happened? I am just taking this out. Yeah, I am just taking this out. Now logically, right, this demand was consumed completely. I will have to go to the wick, right? The wick in the morning when it took support, if you see there is a trend line liquidity. 1 and 2 is touch, 3 and 4 is where you have endurance. I'll try to repeat it, right? I'll go back again. But 1 and 2 is touch, third and fourth is generally a confirmation. Now typically if it wanted to take the support, right, it should have bounced above this level, above 43,960 and gone. Why 43,960? Psychological support. Earlier 43,950 was a psychological support, now it becomes resistance. So 43,960 to 44,050, for the last 2-3 days we were assuming it to be support. Now it becomes a resistance because market has been able to close and trade below it for sustainable amount of time, right? For an intraday player, I am not talking about positional, I am talking only about intraday right now. So once this breakdown happens, right, at the retest you take a trade, right, your stop. So this becomes your order block, right? Once it breaks down, it goes up. This is your order block. Why is this your order block? Because this is the wick and this is the body, right? You draw an order block on the last buying candle. See, as a seller, so fight is only between two people, बायर एंड सेलर. तो जब आपको बेरिश ट्रेड लेना है तो आपको बाइंग कैंडल को अटैक करना है, और जब आपको बुलिश ट्रेड लेना है आपको सेलिंग कैंडल को अटैक करना है. तो वो सिंपल रखिए, उसके कुछ रूल्स है, लेकिन फॉर द टाइम बीइंग ना, थिंक ऑफ इट इन अ वेरी सिंपल मैनर. आपको जब बेरिश ट्रेड लेना है आप बाइंग कैंडल को अटैक करिए. बाइंग कैंडल जहाँ से बड़ा मूव आया था, तो बाइंग कैंडल मतलब कोई भी बाइंग कैंडल नहीं. अगर आप देखेंगे ना, ये बाइंग कैंडल में बायर्स आए थे बट सेलर्स ने इनको जोर से धक्का मार के पुश किया. स्मॉल कैंडल बाइंग का, बड़ा कैंडल पेयर्स का, राइट? सो यू हैव अ clear cut shift in direction, right? So I came and I tried to apply my force. Someone who is heavier than me came and just pushed me back with a big force, right? So that is where I am saying the seller won over me. Now the way you find it out is you look at volume, you look at size of candle, you look at whether the candle was able to close. And wick बहुत ही कम होनी चाहिए उन सारे में, bodies बड़ी होनी चाहिए. there are a lot of ways at arriving at those things, right? But primarily you look at volume, OI change, and you look at naked price action trader will look at the body of the candle and determine it, right? तो ये जब होता है ना, तो पहले अटेम्प्ट में आपको, अगर ये बेरिश मार्केट होता तो मैं यहीं से शॉर्ट ले लेता, बट ये क्योंकि बुलिश मार्केट है, आई एम वेटिंग फॉर अ ब्रेक डाउन, retest, and then I'm assuming this supply, this demand will also get broken down. Market has to move from one support to another now, so market has to come down and meet this support. ये support क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक अच्छा shift आया था, तो ये मेरा टारगेट था, ठीक है। अब ये टारगेट के आसपास अगर आप देखेंगे, ये पूरा जो रेंज है 43,550 से लेके 43,450 का, इट्स अ साइकोलॉजिकल सपोर्ट, विच इज़ वेयर आई पुट अ मैसेज सेइंग दैट अब पुट बायर्स को नया पुट एंट्री ढूंढना नहीं चाहिए, पुट राइटर्स आर सर्चिंग फॉर सम बकरास इन द मार्केट, राइट। दिस इज़ द रीज़न वाई हैड पुट दैट मैसेज। अभी इसमें है ना, जो भी होगा ना, आपका पुट का प्राइस 20, 30, 40 रुपया बढ़ेगा, ठीक है। 500 रुपये का पुट तो कोई लेगा नहीं, 150, 180 रुपीज़, 200 रुपीज़ के जो पुट लेते हैं उसमें 50-60 रुपया बढ़ेगा, आपका स्टॉप लॉस 40-50 पॉइंट है। इट इज़ नॉट अ गुड ट्रेड टू टेक, राइट। द ऑर्डर ब्लॉक कॉन्सेप्ट, इज इट अंडरस्टूड? यू वांट मी टू रिपीट? It's a setup in itself, huh, guys. It's a setup in itself. Yeah. Okay. Harsha, in an order block, right? This last order block, this is the decisional area. This is not an extreme. So order blocks are of three types: immediate, decisional, and extreme. ठीक है। बिलो दिस दिस इज एन इमीडिएट। अब इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या था, ये जो विक था ना, ये विक के पास ही यहाँ पे फ्लिप एरिया था, तो ये आपका इमीडिएट ऑर्डर ब्लॉक है, ठीक है। बट क्योंकि ये डिमांड के बहुत ही पास है, जो डिमांड अब्जॉर्ब्ड है, इमीडिएट ऑर्डर ब्लॉक आई हैव नॉट इवन कंसिडर्ड, राइट। देन दिस बिकम्स योर डिसीजनल एंड दिस इज योर एक्सट्रीम, क्योंकि ये स्विंग को मैं टैकल कर रहा हूँ। ये इनफैक्ट एक्सट्रीम यहाँ पे, एक्सट्रीम ऑर्डर ब्लॉक में जनरली आपको 1 मिनट में जाके इमीडिएट बुलिश कैंडल पे एंट्री लेना होता है, ठीक है। ये जो पूरा ऑर्डर ब्लॉक है, यहाँ पे तो आपकी ग्रीन कैंडल है 43,460, ये पूरा ग्रीन कैंडल है, और इसके ऊपर आपका साइकोलॉजिकल सपोर्ट है 43,540 का। सो प्लस माइनस 50 पॉइंट्स इज अ साइकोलॉजिकल सपोर्ट, ठीक है। I'll try to take a class on order block separately. It is बपन, अगर आप प्राइस एक्शन नहीं ट्रेड करते तो स्किप इट। प्राइस एक्शन ट्रेडर्स हु ट्रेड स्मार्ट मनी कॉन्सेप्ट्स कैन अंडरस्टैंड, बट ऑर्डर ब्लॉक जस्ट विजुअलाइज इट एज एन एरिया फ्रॉम वेयर मार्केट एक्चुअली गेव अ स्प्रिंग लाइक एक्शन, बहुत ही रैपिड मूव दिया, उसको ऑर्डर ब्लॉक्स कंसिडर करते हैं, ठीक है। So even in my video, right, even in my video, if you play my daily analysis video, I said these are decisional areas. इसके नीचे कहाँ मिटिगेट हुआ है ये प्रावा? अगेन मिटिगेशन के बाद ये अगर आप है ना सी, डोंट अज्यूम दिस टू बी अ मिटिगेशन। ये ब्लॉक जब निकला है ना, ये ब्लॉक जब निकला है, ये ब्लॉक निकला है, तो ये पूरा स्विंग है, इसको जब तक रीटेस्ट नहीं किया, वी डोंट अज्यूम दिस टू बी अ मिटिगेटेड एरिया। ये तो स्विंग के अंदर ही है, तो डोंट अज्यूम इट टू बी मिटिगेटेड। दिस इज विद इन दिस स्विंग। ये अब तक इनसाइड स्ट्रक्चर में जो एंट्री हो रही है ना, उसको हम नहीं अज्यूम करते। स्प्रिंग लाइक एक्शन हैज कम फ्रॉम हियर, सो एवरी टच डोंट अज्यूम इट टू बी मिटिगेशन। गाइज, SMC, the content which is there on YouTube, the problem is the way people have explained it is very difficult. I have undergone 7 or 8 courses myself, and majority तो मैंने पे करके किया है, तो I also understood that most of the forex traders are also very confused with how they explain it. तो कुछ कम forex के अच्छे traders हैं जिनसे समझ में आता है, मैंने कुछ तो मेरे ऑब्जर्वेशन है, ठीक है, जो ओवर लास्ट ईयर एंड ए हाफ मैंने इसको फाइन ट्यून किया है। जो भी स्विंग के अंदर हो रहा है ना, उसको प्लीज़ अज्यूम मत करो, वो प्राइस एक्शन जो है वो तो प्रायर स्विंग में ख़त्म हो गया। डिस्प्लेसमेंट अभी यहाँ से जो आया है ना, ये आपका एक कैंडल है जहाँ पे बायर सेलर ने लास्ट फाइट किया था, ठीक है, और यही आपका एरिया है जो साइकोलॉजिकल सपोर्ट भी है. देर आर मल्टीपल कॉन्फ्लुएंसेज दैट यू नीड व्हेन यू आर लुकिंग एट अ डिसीजनल ऑर्डर ब्लॉक. ठीक है, ये डिसीजनल, ये कोई समझाता भी नहीं है. इमीडिएट, डिसीजनल एंड एक्सट्रीम कोई समझाता भी नहीं है. और यही एक्सट्रीम क्यों है उसका भी रीज़न है. मैंने जो चार्ट रीडिंग थ्रू प्राइस एक्शन जो एक वीडियो लिया था ना, एक लाइव लिया था सेशन मैंने 1 सवा 1 घंटे के लिए, उसमें मैंने कहा था कि कौन से स्विंग्स वैलिड होते हैं. ये सारे, ये जो स्विंग अप एंड डाउन हो रहा है ना, फिबोनाची के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखोगे तो दिस इज़ अ 30%, सो दिस इज़ अ 30% रिट्रेसमेंट. मैनी पीपल अज्यूम दिस एज अ स्विंग. अरे ये स्विंग नहीं है, क्योंकि ये तो अभी भी सब स्ट्रक्चर है. मार्केट का स्ट्रक्चर क्या है ना सर, नाउ इंडेक्स इज ट्राइंग व्हाट, इंडेक्स विल सी राइट नाउ. आई सेड डू नॉट बाय एंड डू नॉट सेल. मार्केट इंडेक्स में ना अबव 43,620 इज अ बाय, above 43,620 is a buy, right? Below 43,445 is a sell, सिर्फ इंट्राडे के लिए. द रीज़न इज इफ़ यू सी इट्स ऑलरेडी ट्रेडेड इन अ ब्लॉक फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. ये ब्लॉक जो डिमांड है, इट हैज़ ट्रेडेड इन अ ब्लॉक फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. If you come to, so this is the first thing. So again, my checklist is simple, right? I look at the spot chart first. Spot chart is telling me something. Now I am going to my component chart. Components में remember HDFC is weak. आई हैव बिन सेइंग दिस, एंड कल भी मैंने कहा था ये जो इम्पल्स कैंडल के बाद जो डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग होता है ना, आई डोंट लाइक दीज स्लोप्स फॉर एनी मूव, राइट. सो ये एक कंटिन्यूएशन ट्रेंड में ही है. वी वर लुकिंग एट 1636 टू 1620, ये एरिया देख रहे थे, राइट. इट हैज़ ट्रेडेड बिलो इट. एच डी एफ सी इज नाउ बिकम बेरिश बिकॉज इट स्टार्टेड ट्रेडिंग बिलो these levels. So HDFC has a space of 15 to 16 points to go. SBI was strong yesterday. SBI is trading low. SBI again has a space of 3 to 4 rupees. ICICI has some space of 2 rupees, right. Axis, if it breaks 912, has a space of 11 rupees, right. Kotak has any which way gone down. Kotak is again trading at, Kotak has a good space of 20-23 rupees. एंड कोटक का कैरेक्टरिस्टिक वेरी सिंपली इज, कोटक जिस दिन बढ़ता है और जिस दिन गिरता है 4-4.5%, 5% बढ़ता है और गिरता है, ठीक है, वरना वो पूरे दिन रेंज बाउंड रहता है. अनलाइक एच डी एफ सी, आई सी आई सी आई विच डोंट गिव दिस बिग स्विंग्स, कोटक डज इट. सो इफ आई लुक एट एवरीथिंग, I am seeing components are weak, right. It doesn't mean I will enter the trade here now. I need to also see my option chart to determine. If it's a trending day, the movement will come after 2:30 and you will get a decent move downwards, right. So right now if you see, okay, now I have kept VIX today also because VIX का behavior थोड़ा erratic है for my comfort. Ideally in a panic market, right, VIX should fall. VIX should increase rapidly. It should not fall, right. VIX is actually falling, so I am not liking this aspect of the VIX, right. So I will wait here, right. I will wait here. I will wait and see if there is any trade that we can get, but right now I will not blindly short. VIX is increasing, which is good sign. If you look at the trend lines here, right, we'll zoom into a smaller time frame. ठीक है, trade 1 minute में, entry exit always in 1 minute and analysis in 5 minutes. ठीक है. Ideally if it comes to as low as 130, right, 130, between 130 and 125, I will take a trade. The problem is this is at a psychological support, right. So again, now reason why I'm saying psychological support is you also look at open interest data, right. I said there are multiple confluences. Generally if it's in between, I don't look at it. Psychological support में I'm looking at. VIX is confusing me today, so I'm also looking at options chain to figure out what exactly has happened. ऑप्शन स्टेटिस्टिक्स में अगर आप जाओगे, अगेन स्टैंडर्ड डिस्क्लेमर गाइस, इट्स अ टूल दैट आई यूज फॉर माय एनालिसिस. आई एम नॉट प्रिस्क्राइबिंग एनीवन टू यूज इट, राइट. देयर आर वेरियस सोर्सेज थ्रू यू विच यू गेट इट. फॉर ऑप्शन बाइंग आई हैव फाउंड कंफर्ट हियर. इंट्राडे में ना 43,500 में अच्छी कॉल राइटिंग हुई है, बट इंट्राडे में अगर आप लॉन्ग टर्म देखोगे ना, हिस्टोरिकल डेटा देखोगे तो 43,500 पे पुट राइटर्स खड़े थे. पर्सनली माय बायस विल बी मोर for above 43,620, right, to take a long side of trade or to short the put to give these guys some relief, right, to give these guys some relief. I'm just going to yesterday's data so that you can see it. Do you see this? This is 43,500 put writer. He is the host, call writer is the guest, right? So this data, at least live may, if I see, I'm still seeing more and more people are holding on to their puts. Yes, intraday may some call writers have come in and made their position, but they need to do it with force, right? So right now I am still trying to wait and see if I'm gonna get a definite trade on the downside or not, right? This is a support area. I would not try to take a immediate downside trade. Okay. Again, remember, we are still bullish in the market. When I look at daily trend, we are still bullish. When daily chart is bullish, your 15-minute structure has now turned bearish. For you to take a bearish entry, you need a multiple confirmations, and that is where I am again and again saying, when multiple confirmations are needed, A, reduce your quantity when you're going against, when you're taking a put, right? डेली से आप अगेंस्ट ही जा रहे हो तो ए योर क्वांटिटी शुड बी लेस, बी यू नीड मल्टीपल confirmation, so do not be trigger ready, go slow on the market, go very slow, right? Tomorrow's expiry, I am again saying, is gonna be very very difficult to trade. If today would have been a narrow range market, tomorrow would have been fun, we could have caught a good trend. Now the problem is market is bearish. SBI results typically push market up. This will become a very difficult day to trade tomorrow, right? Tomorrow will be a very difficult day. If you have made losses, try to avoid the market completely. Don't try to recover tomorrow. कल volatile रहेगा and दोनों साइड स्टॉप लॉसेस उड़ाएगा, ठीक है? We wait here. Don't be trigger ready. I'm again saying 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, right? Let it break out. Let it come back and retest at around 148. You will get a trade. Let it break out and retest. See, guys, is this understood? So components are aligned to spot chart. Components are aligned to spot chart. My problem is option data, option chart, and VIX is not allowing me to short the market, but components, right, are aligned because your big components are both falling. Specifically this ICICI today, right, has given a good downside move to the market. So if you see this, generally what happens, people assume that it will break out of 153. ये 146 पे आ गया ना, they will panic. ऐसे भी 5% का ऐसे लग जाता है. 153 का ऑप्शन है. If you take this trade, now look at it, 141, right, 139. So this gives 10% of your capital gone, whatever you deploy. So generally I deploy 10%, 1% of the profit gone. Profit या capital जो भी मैंने deploy किया हो. But again guys, are you seeing live? So don't assume, let market actually guide you, right? If market guides you, that is the best thing to do rather than you jumping the gun and taking some trades. Yeah. Now I need to wait and see if this support has been confirmed by the market or not. So on the option chart, there was a liquidity which was raided by the market, right? If I assume these are 3 points, right, I want to see if this sweep continues. If yes, this can come all the way down to 107 from where I could get a trade. Again I am saying, don't be trigger ready. The reason I said, when market is falling, right, this guy should ideally go up. If he is not going up, I am not happy to take a put trade, or I will take it with very very less quantity, right? Again guys, it's okay if we have not entered a trade. It is wrong to enter a trade without a setup or discipline. 20% down the drain, if you see, right, 20% nearly down the drain, right? And again, there is no long also. I am saying there is no long also, because it is trading in between, right? Don't be trigger ready. There is no long, there is no short. If you see, right, the movement which would have happened, right, even if you put 43,500 CE, the CE price would have not moved much. Now if you see right here, you would enter at 176 to 183, right? It has entered, moved 11 rupees, right? 11 rupees is not a movement for which I would increase my blood pressure. ठीक है? So we wait, right? There is no trade right now. As I said, I am looking at one trade beyond this, right? Don't try to play with this trend line. Don't think this is a trend line that you should take. The reason is, if you see, this is a big impulse move, right? Many in social media today will put it, right? ये इंट्राडे में ही ना, ये ट्रेंड लाइन है, ये ट्रेंड लाइन है, ये एक इम्पल्स मूव है, ठीक है, ये एक इम्पल्स मूव है. अब लोग क्या बोलेंगे, इसका ब्रेकआउट लो. ये देख रहे हो, ये कोई ब्रेकआउट नहीं होता, ये ऐसा कोई ब्रेकआउट नहीं होता. ये ऐसा कोई पेनेंट या ऐसा कोई इस सी प्राइस मेकिंग डब्ल्यू पैटर्न. एक्चुअली वेट राइट नाउ. आइडियली these type of days, right, when the market has made such an impulse move and it is creating a trend line which is sloping downwards, right, in the same direction, you should never try to play with the trend line, right? Rather on these days, go more and more with horizontal lines, right? Go more and more with horizontal lines. Now here you are seeing one horizontal line at 43,620, right, in 15-minute time frame. Smaller time frame we will try and see, because there is a psychological support. Do we have an area where we can enter early? The answer is no, क्योंकि 596 है and 620 है. Given the market has been bearish, I would still want to look at this area to go long. ये ठीक है. अगर यहाँ से मुझे लॉन्ग मिलता है, अब मेरा टारगेट क्या होना चाहिए? माई टारगेट कैन बी 699, राइट? माइंड नीड्स टू कंडीशन इटसेल्फ कि ये अगर मैं एंट्री करूँगा तो ये मेरा टारगेट होगा, ठीक है. अब 620 से 699 इज़ 80 पॉइंट मूव. गिवन इट इज़ हैपनिंग ऑन अ वेनसडे एट द एंड ऑफ एक्सपायरी, 80 as in just one day before expiry, so 80 point move will roughly translate to 40 to 50 points. The way you choose your option strike price, or the way you select your SL, right, or a point where you select an SL, you cannot give more than 18-20 rupees SL in such trades, ठीक है, वरना वापस आपका एक अच्छा रिस्क रिवॉर्ड ट्रेड नहीं है. तो ऐसे केसेस में ना आप 350-400 रुपीज़ का अगर स्ट्राइक सेलेक्ट करोगे, 40-50 रुपीज़ इज़ 10% प्रीमियम एंड सामने एसएल भी आपका 10% होगा. आई वुड नॉट गो विद दो स्ट्राइक्स, राइट. मेनी पीपल आस्क मी हाउ डू आई सिलेक्ट माई स्ट्राइक्स. देर इज़ मल्टीपल फैक्टर, बट दिस इज़ वन इम्पॉर्टेंट वन, राइट. नाउ अगेन विश्वनाथ, stick to the same thesis. See, you are trading spot, right? See, the reason why Bank Nifty is very difficult to trade, right, is Bank Nifty contains components, right? HDFC, ICICI, Axis, Kotak, SBI and IndusInd, main six, right? And then you have PSU banks. So those component movement defines how much Bank Nifty will move, right? Bank Nifty spot is not a tradable instrument. The tradable instrument is Bank Nifty future, right? Where again there is discounting and premium which happens, operator can do, right? So reality is stock which are component. Bank Nifty spot gets determined by this reality. Bank Nifty spot and operator's premium discount game determines your movement in future. That movement in future determines movement in option. You are 4 steps away from reality, right? And that is where you also have delta, theta, gamma, vega, right? Which I said yesterday, there is a Black-Scholes model. There is multiple ways through which an option gets priced, right? Now keeping these things in mind, don't try to short circuit the process and see that CE chart has a W. CE chart you have to go at the end. First always look at the spot chart, then the components, right? Then the components. If components and spot chart are in alignment, only then you go to this fellow, right? Only then you go to this fellow. अभी इसमें ना प्रॉब्लम इज, ये W का ब्रेकआउट के जस्ट बाजू में एक वीवैप है, तो मैं वीवैप के ऊपर का जो लेवल है ना वो उसके लिए वेट करूँगा। गाइज, द thesis and the way we are analyzing the market, is it understood? Many people feel that 1.5 hour 2 hours that we sit, right, we have to compulsorily take a trade. The big skill as a trader you will acquire if you are sitting in front of system and you are not taking a wrong trade, right, is a skill in itself. And today market at this area, right, will trap. In my, the way I am seeing markets right now, I personally feel we will not get a single trade between 215 and 315, right? We may not get a trade. ठीक है, सो वेट वेट गाइस, डोंट बी इन अ रश. इसके ऊपर का कोई भी मैं, इसके नीचे का कोई भी मैं सी नहीं ले रहा हूँ, बिकॉज एसएल के साथ मेरा रिस्क रिवॉर्ड मैच नहीं होगा इसमें. ठीक है गाइस, अगेन मॉर्निंग वी मेड गुड मनी, राइट. Most of us are sitting on 5 to, as in depending on how much risk you have taken, but my standard risk criteria is you deploy 10% capital. If you have lower capital base, you deploy 20% of capital. I generally take 2% of my capital as a risk. I'm already sitting on more than 7 to 8% profit. I would now not want to give back any money to this market, because last 2 days have been really tough for traders to trade, right? In fact, last entire week has been really tough, राइट. सो डोंट बी ट्रिगर रेडी, बिकॉज पैसा बनाने में जितना मेहनत जा रहा है उससे ज़्यादा जल्दी आपका पैसा चले जाएगा. इट विल गो ईजी. एनी रीज़न वी शुड नॉट कंसिडर, यू कैन कंसिडर, बट दिस इज एन इंस्टीट्यूशनल स्ट्राइक. लिक्विडिटी इज हाइएस्ट यर जिगर. सो आई जनरली लाइक institutional strikes because the liquidity will always be high. In fact, if you yesterday also see, right, when I was analyzing, yesterday's video had 43,700 P CE and 44,000 P. So I said I am liking 44,000 PE more. Unfortunately today morning में they created a big supply, otherwise I would have held on to that trade for long. तो सप्लाई क्रिएटेड था, तो मैंने पैसा बन गया, मैंने लोगों को बोला अब आप एग्जिट करो. नेक्स्ट ट्रेड लॉजिकली सप्लाई के ऊपर जब जाता है तो ब्रेकआउट रीटेस्ट ब्रेकआउट पे ट्रेड होता है. दैट आई विल टीच. नाउ इफ यू सी, राइट, लाइव इन फ्रंट ऑफ अस, यू सी बोथ दिस चार्ट. पीई का प्रीमियम डीके हुआ, सीई का प्रीमियम भी नहीं पड़ा. यू ट्रिगर एनी साइड एंड शो मी इफ देर इज अ ट्रेड दैट वन कैन टेक. देर इज नो ट्रेड राइट नाउ, देर इज नो ट्रेड. दोनों साइड के प्रीमियम्स एग्जॉस्ट कर रही है. अब ये जो एरिया है ना 129 के नीचे, इसको 114 का 115 का लो बना है. ये 115 से 126 का मूवमेंट है ना, ये कोई कैप्चर नहीं कर सकता. ये सिर्फ आप चार्ट में कैप्चर कर सकते हो, रियलिटी में आप ट्रेड करके दिखाओ, इम्पॉसिबल है. As in logically, I am not saying it is impossible, some people can still take the trade, but logically there is no trade which is forming here, right? What you need to observe now is in this chart, right, if this is my VWAP, right, and I'm just going to a higher time frame. VWAP 1 minute पे नहीं लेते. If this is my VWAP, actually यहाँ पे stop loss लगाने का कोई जगह ही नहीं है. ठीक है, ये प्रायर फ्लिप जोन है. ये सपोर्ट अगर कंफर्म होता है ना, इफ दिस सपोर्ट गेट्स कंफर्म्ड एंड इट स्टार्ट्स ट्रेडिंग अबाउट 133, दिस इज अ बिगर एसएल, देयर इज अ 20 पॉइंट एसएल. इफ समवन वांट्स टू टेक अ पुट ट्रेड लाइक दिस, कैन टेक. आई विल पर्सनली अवॉइड इट फॉर अ सिंपल रीजन दैट मेरा रिस्क रिवॉर्ड इसमें नहीं बैठेगा, बिकॉज मुझे नीचे 43,500 43,450 पे सपोर्ट दिख रहा है. तो आई एम नॉट सीइंग अ गुड ट्रेड कमिंग ईदर साइड राइट नाउ, right. I am still waiting to see if there is a trade which we can take, otherwise I will avoid. Yeah, now if you see, as the call prices went up, the VIX is rising. The problem today now for VIX is, VIX का भी है ना एक ट्रेंड लाइन बन रहा है. So VIX is breaking out of this trend line. ठीक है, विक्स इज ब्रेकिंग आउट ऑफ दिस ट्रेंड एंड यहाँ पे ये हॉरिजॉन्टल पॉइंट भी इमीडिएटली है. ये दोनों को आपको मिला के देखना पड़ेगा काम. आई जस्ट मेक दिस ट्रेड. सी गाइज, ऑल दीज थिंग्स हैव एन इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल, राइट. मेनी पीपल फील दैट सिर्फ बैंक निफ्टी स्पॉट चार्ट लगाओ, RSI मैकडी लगाओ, EMAs लगाओ एंड ट्रेड हो जाएगा. जनरली ऐसे ट्रेड्स नहीं होते. Which is where many people ask me, right, Nilay, there are so many trades available in the market, you only give 1 or 2 trades. I will give 1 to, I personally don't take more than 2 to 3 trades in a day, right. But if you see, right, my trades will have a decent probability of hitting the targets and getting If entry is proper, I always say your exit will be respectful. When I say respectful exit is in momentum, it will give me a chance to put my SL. In momentum, it will give me a chance to trail my profit. In momentum, it will give me a chance to take my target. Any of these three outcomes. तो generally ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि मैंने enter किया. See, I am part of many groups. Sometimes what I hear is I entered and immediately my call option fell by 50-60 points. I could not put my SL, which is why I am holding it. That is not a respectful entry, right? होता है कभी कभी एक बार आउट ऑफ 200-300 ट्रेड, राइट, इवेंट में अगर आप फंस गए, वो आपको फंसना नहीं चाहिए क्योंकि आपको इवेंट के अराउंड ट्रेड लेना ही नहीं चाहिए. बट अगर आप फंस गए, चलो गलती से फंस गया मैं या कुछ एक, मतलब आई हैव सीन वंस इवन आई गॉट ट्रैप्ड. इंडिया चाइना का जो इशू हुआ था, दैट वाज गालवान वाला इशू, दैट हैपेंड इन बिटवीन नथिंग, देयर वाज नो टाइम टू पुट एसएल. So those things can happen and there you can lose money. That is the cost of doing business called trading. But that cannot be a regular feature. I have seen many people complaining that I was not able to place SL. I am saying that is not possible. Right? See again, see, right guys, nothing is happening in market, neither the call nor the put. I am saying don't be trigger happy. Wait, right? This is not a move that you can capture. And don't try to capture these 15-20 point moves in all candles, right? It is not a good thing to do. It will destroy your psychology over a period of time. So we determine this support. If this support gets taken out, today's trend, it's a bullish trend. Today's trend is bearish. Now again this supply is there. I am waiting. If this goes up, I personally see a call trade which can get triggered. Where is the call trade? Okay, see now it's going above VWAP. We wait for it to trade about 236, then come back, and then we have a trade around 209 to between 209 and 192. We enter the trade. We'll try and Jigar, we have already given PVR call options. नहीं, कंपोनेंट्स देखना नहीं, मैं तो आपके साथ ही एनालाइज कर रहा हूँ उत्कर्ष. इफ़ यू सी, राइट, आई एम एनालाइजिंग इट विथ यू गाइज ओनली. सी अंडरस्टैंड, कंपोनेंट्स को मैनिपुलेट करना इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट. सो HDFC इज़ अ डार्लिंग ऑफ FIIs, राइट. अब HDFC का कंपोनेंट वेरी सिंपली पुट क्या कह रहा है, यहाँ पे मेरा एक ट्रैप कैंडल है विच इज़ फॉर्म नियर सपोर्ट, राइट. ये हैंगिंग मैन है, कंटिन्यूस सेलिंग के बाद फॉरगेट दिस डाउनवर्ड चैनल. आई एम नॉट लुकिंग एट डाउनवर्ड चैनल, राइट. आई एम सेइंग ये एक हैंगिंग मैन बना है एट सपोर्ट, राइट. इसके ऊपर अगर जाएगा तो ये बेसिकली सेलर्स ने यहाँ पे टावल थ्रो कर दिया. PSU बैंक इज सपोर्टिंग, लेट मी सी. मेरे को जितना याद है ये it has to close above this candle 4049, then we can say PSU banks are supporting. Otherwise PSU banks are rising, but PSU banks are rising because of SBI result, right. ये इसके ऊपर ही बुल होगा. Again I am saying guys, now we have a trade, right. Let it come back and retest. We have a trade, right, around 219. We have a trade with a stop loss of 197, right. I won't enter otherwise. I am patiently sitting and waiting for this trade to execute. Any trade in SBI for BTSC? कल रिजल्ट है. Why are you wanting to risk, राजीव? Ideally रिजल्ट में ना वोलेटिलिटी होता है, इट विल गिव अ डिप एंड देन इट विल शूट अप. Wait for the option prices to cool, guys. See, VIX is falling. VIX can fall till 13.13. Let this option price cool. Let it take a support at generally नहीं. I am not seeing any trade right now SBI में, right. Let it come down. Wait 217 and 209. इसके बीच में execution always on 1 minute. Again guys, if you see The reason why I say don't execute in a rush is this. If you see, there are good sweeping candles, they get formed, right? There are good sweeping candles that get formed. Yeah, all banks have given good result, but given the state of the index, I would not like to carry something BTST. See, globally there is a US debt ceiling rate is at a deadlock, right? Any negativity from there will have some ripple effect on the Indian banking, right? Given right now, today is the first time after a long gap, right? You have seen two big red candles. Don't be in a hurry to carry BTST. Guys, nobody trapped on the short side, right? Nobody trapped on the short side. I hope the analysis that we are doing right live is helping you guys. See, the idea is at some stage, right, I want you guys to independently analyze in the same manner, right, the way we are looking at it. Look at multiple things, don't be trigger ready, wait for a thing and then trigger your setups, right? That will give you less entries. A तो आपका risk कम हो जाएगा, दूसरा आपका rewards है ना, if risk is reduced your reward will automatically improve. See, it has taken out this point, right? ये पॉइंट को निकाला है, ठीक है. नाउ आर स्पॉट चार्ट वी आर कंफर्म्ड वेयर वी वांट टू टेक एन एंट्री, ठीक है. यू हैव टू जस्ट वेट फॉर अ सपोर्ट. द रीज़न आई एम सेइंग सपोर्ट इज़ वेरी सिंपल. सपोर्ट पे ना आपका स्टॉप लॉस सबसे कम होता है ना. वाई वी वैप इज़ अ गुड बाइंग इंडिकेटर, right? It's a good buying indicator for lot of large players. So we wait at 221, we place a stop loss at 200 and I would place it somewhere here 205. It's a 16 point stop loss. Yeah. Utkarsh, I will continue. I just want to see if we can get a trade executed here. Many generally like to take a live trade. I will continue, don't worry, I will continue. See, by that time if you see, right, if the market comes down it can retest this levels of 43,580 which is good, which is healthy. ये प्रायर जो सप्लाई था ना, ये प्रायर जो भी सप्लाई था इसी को वापस रीटेस्ट करने मार्केट आएगा ना, तो मुझे 60-70 पॉइंट्स में उतना मूव मिल जाएगा जितना मतलब डाउन चाहिए मुझे मार्केट में इसमें. Actually, if you see call also, right, has not moved much, right? Call, be patient guys. Again, if you get this entry, if the entry is correct, right, your exit will be very easy. Don't rush through. See, again, if you look at it, right, it went all the way to 263, from there 20 point down. Many times people complain in the groups, right, that I was in the right direction but market came down to take my stop loss and then went up. This is the reason. These are all the reasons why you see these kind of things happening with everyone. Yeah, we wait. ठीक है. Thanks Adi. Yeah. So if while the, okay, See, support here can come between 232 to 221. I am ideally looking at 221, but even if it comes to 230 and in 1 minute, okay, this SL hunting, no, sometimes what happens, right, as the price goes up, right, as the price goes up, the delta of that option typically increases, right, the delta of that option typically increases. And the moment it goes up, if the moment, see, delta is nothing but rate of change of momentum in the direction that you are entering, right, it's a rate of change of momentum, right, that is delta. Now when the market was going up forming big candles, right, if the size of candles reduces, the rate of change of momentum is slowing down, right, automatically the delta will cool off. The moment delta cool off, right, it automatically comes down, राइट, योर प्राइजेज ऑटोमेटिकली कम डाउन, क्योंकि देखो ऑप्शन प्राइसिंग होता है डेल्टा थीटा गामा वेगा से, गामा स्पाइक्स आते हैं मार्केट में, वेगा इज़ लेस इम्पैक्टेड, थीटा जनरली ज़्यादा होता है वेनसडे एंड थर्सडे पे, तो फ्राइडे मंडे ट्यूसडे में ना थीटा का इम्पैक्ट होता नहीं है बैंक निफ्टी में, बट डेल्टा इज़ नथिंग बट योर रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम, डेल्टा आपका हर दिन होगा, ठीक है, डेल्टा देख के आपको समझ में आएगा, अगर 0.48 डेल्टा लिया तो अगर 100 पॉइंट का मूवमेंट अगर इक्वल फोर्स से हुआ ना 25-25 पॉइंट की 4 कैंडल में, अज्यूम 1 मिनट में 25-25 पॉइंट हर कैंडल में आया, राइट, ग्रीन 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 कैंडल, तो मेरा डेल्टा इक्वल पेस से बढ़ेगा, राइट, बट अगर एक कैंडल 70 पॉइंट की है, दूसरी पॉइंट -30 है, फिर +70 है, फिर -30 है, उसमें क्या होगा ना, आपका डेल्टा है ना एराटिकली बढ़ेगा, क्योंकि बड़ा कूल ऑफ हुआ, बड़ा कूल ऑफ हुआ, बड़ा कूल ऑफ हुआ, उसमें आपका ऑप्शन प्राइजेस है ना एकदम शाहरुख खान की तरह बढ़ेगा रुक रुक के, राइट, दैट इज टिपिकली. So they say when you take a trade, right, it should be like a hot knife through the butter. That is not a trade which is hot knife through the butter. So see, as I was explaining, right, ये ऊपर गया एंड इक्वल कैंडल नीचे आया, ठीक है, सो इसमें क्या हुआ, हमने एंट्री नहीं लिया. नाउ आई वॉज वेटिंग हियर एट द वी वैप, राइट, लेट्स सी इफ इट ट्रिगर्स आई विल टेक एन एंट्री, ठीक है, आई विल टेक एन एंट्री. सो अभी मैं 1 मिनट में आई एम ट्राइंग टू सी इफ आई एम गेटिंग एन एंट्री, राइट, एंट्री एंड एग्जिट इन 1 मिनट, राइट. सो द जोन आई हैव डिटरमाइंड बिटवीन वी वैप एंड दिस, अब ये जोन के ऊपर अगर जाता है विद अ गुड स्वीप कैंडल, व्हाट इज अ स्वीप कैंडल, इट शुड हैव, ये स्वीप नहीं है, ठीक है, ये तो सॉलिड बॉडी कैंडल है. सो वेट around, you can place an order around 224, keep a stop loss order in, stop loss order as in put a order up front. Put a stop loss order around this value 225, ये जो कैंडल है ना, put a stop loss order and keep. I hope everyone is aware of what is the stop loss order. Stop loss order you put for buying also. I always recommend people to put that stop loss order for buying. If we don't get, we don't enter a trade guys. पुट में कोई एंट्री नहीं है, ठीक है, कॉल साइड में एंट्री अगर मिलेगी तो उसी जोन में मिलेगी जो हम सोच रहे हैं, ठीक है. ये देखो ये अच्छा बाइंग कैंडल आ रहा है. अब आपको वीवैप के ऊपर ये जो लेवल है 225 पे कीप अ बाइंग ऑर्डर. Yeah, I am waiting for my buying order now. Once it gets it's executed, I am will now wait and see, right, I will now wait and see. Now this is giving me a logical entry, guys. I am trying to do a live trade with you guys just to ensure that you guys are learning things the right way. Unfortunately, when I started trading, I had no one to help me. See, 235, at least if you have entered, right, you have a place to trail and exit, right, don't be in a hurry. See, we have taken an entry after a long time. Don't be in a hurry to exit the trade. Just as you plan your trades, right, just wait and let the trade mature, right? Just wait and let the trade mature. It's a very small stop loss. It's okay if the stop loss hits, will not lose big money, right? Now I need this follow up candle. See, this is not a good candle in 1 minute also, but it's a very small time frame, right? Don't want this 205 to be taken out. I want this 235 to be taken out, right? I had so Rajiv ji, if you have not entered, don't enter now. I had suggested an entry at this candle. ये जो बीच का जो एरिया था ना, यहाँ पे मैंने एंट्री दी थी. If you have not entered now, observe, right? Don't take a fresh entry, right? So this candle, right? This candle which broke the VWAP, right? There was a sweep below. I said here, place your SLM order at 225, right? The reason 225 is this is the हैंडशेक बिटवीन दीज टू कैंडल्स. ठीक है, अब ये हैंडशेक देने के बाद आई एम नॉट वरिड कि ये कैंडल नीचे आई. आई एम नॉट आस्किंग यू गाइज टू एग्जिट. द रीज़न इज ये जो मूवमेंट हो रहा है ना 1 मिनट में, मुझे उससे पर्टर्ब नहीं होना है. ये 1 मिनट की कैंडल में जो स्वीप आया बहुत ही छोटा स्वीप है. अब ये मेरे लिए एक अच्छा पॉइंट है. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे नए सी राइटर्स आए. व्हाट इज दिस सेलिंग टेलिंग मी? देयर आर न्यू सी राइटर्स, राइट? आई वांट अ कैंडल टू पियर्स थ्रू 235. माय टारगेट विल बी 262. आई सेड अगेन गाइज, डोंट बी ट्रिगर रेडी ऑन एंट्री, डोंट बी ट्रिगर रेडी ऑन एग्जिट. इफ इट टेक्स योर स्टॉप लॉस, इट इज ओके. आवर स्टॉप लॉस इज वेरी स्मॉल हियर, right? If it hits 205, we exit the trade. It's a 20-point stop loss, will not burn a big hole in our pockets, right? But don't be quick to exit, because we have taken trade after analysis. When we saw, right, components and spot chart, everything was in alignment. And never average. Such trades never average. We wait, right? Our stop loss is there. If it takes out, it takes out, right? I am not perturbed about that, but the entry and exit has to be at the right point, guys. Entry and exit has to be at the right point. Don't be worried. This is a stop loss that I can give back to the market because it is coming out of my profit, right? This is how I plan my entries, right? This is how I execute my entries. And generally any entry that I would take has to take out my stop loss or target within 1 to 2 minutes, right? अभी अगर नहीं कर रहा है ना, अब ये जैसे 235 के ऊपर जाएगा, I will start to trail it. The reason I will not wait for my full target is, if you see, this is where I did an entry, right? I have done an entry at 256, 257, 258, 259. It is trading in the same box. What is that telling? वहाँ पे buyer and seller are fighting. I don't want to get sandwiched between them, right? I will stay away from the fight right now and I'll plan another entry. ठीक है, ideally by 3 o'clock this should take out the highs, right? Ideally by 3 o'clock, क्योंकि 3 minutes is a big time. Okay, it is going up. See, it's 3 o'clock now. See, as I said, right, if I have entered at the right place, I will get a respectful exit, right? We are doing live trade while the market is moving here and there. Do I have time to put my stop loss? Do I have time to trail my stop loss? Do I have time to book some profit in the trades, right? Just answer yes or no, because you guys always complain about that. I have never complained about that thing. Okay, now you are in the game, guys. 15 points is done. It is not a good movement because it is consolidated here above 240 start. So now you can start trailing, right? We have not made a good profit, but 15 points is a good outcome. Guys, are you guys learning? Are you guys observing and trying to make sense of how I am planning the trades and how I am executing my trades? Profits बन जाएगा एक बार. See, the reason I am saying this is not a good trade is, if you see, right, this is where I entered, right? This is where I entered. 1456, 57, 58, 59, 3 o'clock, 31. 5 minutes, right, for a trade, option trade, bank nifty ka is a very long time, right? Now, if it is taking such a long time to mature, right, I am not happy. At least I will, see, it's a bullet, right? I don't want to waste my bullet on dummy targets. So what I will do is, this is a trade that I planned, I executed. It is not giving me I don't want to waste my bullet. So what I will do, I will stay away from the battle. What did I say here? Buyers and sellers are fighting. probably it's a zone where neither one wants to give the way. I don't want to fall. Okay, 16 points booked, good Raghavendra sir. It is, I don't consider this trade as successful, but at least the thing that I am trying to explain you, right? If you take such trades, right? If you have planned such trades, your loss will never be more than 1% of your capital, and whenever it will give you 1:3 returns, right, you will make decent profits, right? I always say 68 to 70%, right, is my accuracy rate, and I have xness and everything, right? Everywhere it's the same thing, right? If I have entered a trade, if you see, right, my trade always gives me a chance to put my SL. Many times you guys have complained, right, Nile, we are not getting a chance to put the SL. I have traded live with you guys. I had a chance to put my SL. I also had a chance to trail my position in some profit. Right, guys, we will make money. There are some live sessions where we have done 1:3, 1:4, right? The idea is when you are shooting a bullet, right, don't waste it. आपको अपना bullet waste नहीं करना है. जैसे आपको दिखा, you are a momentum trader, you are a bank nifty option buyer. Seller will sit on his positions as a buyer, right? 2 से 3 मिनट में मेरा पोजीशन नहीं बन रहा है, इट्स अ वेस्ट ऑफ माई टाइम. या तो स्टॉप लॉस हिट होना चाहिए था या तो टारगेट, दोनों अगर नहीं हिट हो रहा है ना, तो नाउ वील ऑब्जर्व टिल 3:15. नो, वील ऑब्जर्व, राइट? ये मार्केट आपको दोनों साइड नहीं जाते हुए दिखेगा, ठीक है? ये दोनों साइड नहीं जा रहा है. इसमें मुझे अपना बीपी नहीं बढ़ाना, इसमें मुझे अपना बीपी नहीं बढ़ाना. आई विल टेक अ ऑनरेबल एग्जिट. मैंने क्योंकि एनालिसिस किया है, मेरे फेवर में गया, मेरा टारगेट नहीं दिया, मेरे फेवर में गया. पैसा मैं मार्केट को नहीं दूंगा, मैं पैसा कुछ मार्केट से लेके जा रहा हूँ, ठीक है? एंड मैंने गवर्नमेंट को भी पैसा नहीं दिया, क्योंकि इफ़ आई एम ट्रेलिंग एट 14-16 पॉइंट्स, government takes out 100 rupees from me and 40 rupees is brokerage. So even on one lot, right, I have made 140 rupees. So as in 140 pay, I have made some 200-250 rupees. I don't want to give money back to the market in this case, because as an option buyer I am looking at momentum. That momentum is not coming, right? I will still wait and see. Now unfortunately for me, this one has to take out and close above these levels, right? So ye resistance has worked. I will not trigger another trade immediately above this resistance. The next resistance for me is at 254. I will wait. If 254 is taken out, then I will plan another trade on the long side, right? So same sequence, we looked at the spot chart gave us bullish move, right? Generally I don't try to act smart with VWAP and try to take trades below VWAP if I am option buyer, right? Very rarely, if everything is aligned, VIX is aligned, option statistics is aligned, and a CE is below VWAP, right, I would try to take a trade. Morning 9:15 to 10:30 I don't consider VWAP, because तब तक वॉल्यूम होता नहीं है. बट एंड ऑफ डे ट्रेड्स ना, डोंट ट्राई टू प्ले विथ ट्रेड्स विच आर बिलो VWAP, राइट? इफ इट विल गिव यू प्रॉफिट, इट विल गिव यू गुड प्रॉफिट, बट अदरवाइज इट विल eat away, right? The day it will take away your profits, guys, it will not give you a time to put your SL, right? VWAP is like when you play kabaddi, right? लाइन के इस तरफ मेरा, लाइन के उस तरफ उनका. VWAP is that line. It's a line of control. This side is us, that side is enemy. Don't try to play and act smart with VWAP, specifically in the second half. Okay? Be very, very careful, guys. I hope no one has made a loss for the trade that we entered. We entered at the right point. We got an honorable exit. We are now waiting. And if you see, right, while I am speaking, 3 o'clock 3:1, right, it's still not given any massive move anyways, right? It has continued. So 5-6 minutes now for an option buyer is a lot, right? Generally as an option buyer, don't waste on setups which have not, so setup is correct, but what you wanted as a trigger point, right, did not trigger. Don't try to overextend your stay there. If it's going in your favor, right, have patience to stay back and continue riding the trade. Okay. Guys, it's a very important learning. We made money, right? We made money, and we also learned something while we were analyzing, right? ask the question if you guys have any, right? Please ask the question if you guys have any. This is stuck here. Actually, it's trading at 241. So typically you are a momentum trader, right? It should be like hot knife through the butter. How did you trail this trade? I actually told then and there at 241 now exit. Seeing today's range, how are we forcing tomorrow's market? I am forcing it as a painful day, because now what has happened is your supports are confirmed at 43 4, so 43 450 to 550, right, are your good support areas, and 43 860 now is your resistance, right? Given market is trading exactly in between, right, tomorrow it will be like 200 points up and 200 points down. There will be a good movement between the two zones. I will post. I have to look at components completely from a daily chart standpoint, but I will post, right? Is this trade, right? Is this trade that we took understood? Is this trade exit understood? If yes, I will go to component part, right? Which I had left for taking a live trade. Good, good, Utkarsh. I did not wait till then because I was waiting for a momentum. It did not come. I exited. I generally don't wait out then. And the reason for not waiting out today is, again, understand, right? The trend for the day is bearish, macro trend is bullish. The trend so if this same pattern would have happened on the bear side, right, if it's not giving me a movement in 3 to 4 minutes, I will still extend my stay there because I am with the trend of the day. As an intraday trader, it is bearish. If bulls, right, should have attacked because macro trend is bullish. If bulls are not attacking with full force, right, why should I waste my money there without them trying to attack? So I stepped out the moment I saw a 16-point profit. It's okay, as in it can go higher, but it's just that for me, right, the trade did not warrant spending additional time because of this simple reason कि इंट्राडे ट्रेंड में बेरिश साइड में मैंने बुल ट्रेड लिया है, तो बुल ट्रेड हैड टू फाइट बैक इमीडिएटली. इट डिड नॉट गो. Yeah, I'll go to components now. So Utkarsh, you had a question on components, right? So just quickly, so tell me what you felt was. So the components also don't manipulate, right? I'll tell you why. You have to give some space to it. So when we are seeing components, right, this support has been breached. Next support is logically here. Your bank nifty spot is telling you a story. HDFC chart is telling you a story, right? Now I am waiting for this breakdown, which is also at a psychological. Okay, but why are you entering at 215? My entry was not at 215, Chirag, right? Try to just discipline yourself on the entry. Yesterday also you took an entry. See, it is working in your favor. Everything will look good. The problem is the day it doesn't work, right, you will actually have a big stop loss, or you will have a trade which you should have not entered. Always avoid. It's okay. See, we are not here to capture the full trend. We are only here to capture a portion of it. What I said, right, before pilot sits on the plane, do not try to enter the cockpit. We are not supposed to enter the plane also. We are supposed to wait somewhere at the hilltop, just jump and try to catch the tires of the plane, right? And then we'll see. Sure, Mahesh, I hope you had a good trade and you were able to make some profit. Yeah, okay, no worries, no worries. Yeah, so if you see, this one was at a support. HDFC and ICICI you always look first, right? ICICI was any which was at support. I was hoping, I said around 935, if it breaks, It next support is at 931. So it has 4 points. Which EMA should we look at in case we need to see? Intraday traders, when they look at 13 and 21 EMA, right? 50 EMA always for the long term, right? So now if you see, right, this was at a support. If this support breaks, I am looking at 931. This one was already at a support, right? Kotak is at a no trade zone, right? So it is neutral. Axis was any which was at a support. Below this, the support was directly getting confirmed at 903, right? And SBI I said was bullish. SBI is any which was near the support, but if the entire bank nifty breaks, this has to break. IndusInd, it's actually at a no trade zone between 1225 and 1243, right? So that is where, when you are looking at the trades, right, these two components are at support. If they flip, you have a good chance of bank nifty also, which is at a psychological support, to go higher. By the looks of it, we have not missed much. If you see, right, 241 say here 260 pay, I would have taken an exit, right? So yes, I made 16 points. I could have extended it by another 16 to 19 points, but it's okay. As in, you are trading against the trend. If the momentum is not coming in your favor, you have to learn to come out of it, right? These are the entries and exits that you should be very careful of, right? Important thing is, when the market was falling, and even in the afternoon when it was near 43,550, I said bank nifty put writers are searching for new put buyers. Guys who would have entered here at 180, right? Just look at their capital erosion. It's come down to 60. It's a 66% capital erosion here, guys, right? These situations happen always in a trending market. When trend is bullish, today it is bearish, last half में it will reverse, it will wipe out your capital. आज ना, in your friend circle, people who were in profits of 50-60,000 in the morning, right, they would have been disillusioned to take another put in the second half. आज उनसे पूछना, today will be their biggest loss days. Today people would have made losses two ways. In the morning they would have gone for call, they would have lost big. In the second half, without looking at things, they would have again entered put. This put, right, highest point, lower high, equal lows. The moment it broke the low, all hell broke loose, right? See guys, I am doing live analysis with you, and I am also taking trades with you. I am a trader, right? I love teaching. That is where I come live and I explain concepts. But I am a trader, right? For people who know me since 2018-19, right, I have been active on social media. I am a trader. I trade my trades, right? I just don't post entry and exit and I do nothing about it. So when I'm taking a trade, right, I'm also taking it with you. Some of you all know it, right? The quantity that I enter with, right, many people know is my quantity is slightly on the higher side because the capital is also on the higher side. So some of these things that I'm teaching you guys are the things that I have learned over a period of time. As a trader, your first and foremost job is to conserve your capital, right? नॉलेज अगर है ना, आप कैपिटल बढ़ा पाओगे, बट नॉलेज है और कैपिटल नहीं है ना, यू कैन डू नथिंग इन ट्रेडिंग, राइट? Capital is of utmost importance. So first thing, every day when you open the screen, learn to conserve your capital, right? Without capital there is nothing. Yeah, and that is the most important thing that you guys need to learn when you are taking a trade. Okay, so don't be in a rush to enter, don't be in a rush to exit. Today we had to take a rush exit because we were going against the trend, right? Prevailing trend of intraday that has been settled. So if the market turns against us, right, it would not allow us to even exit, right? So that is where it's okay, we won't make big profits, but we won't make losses also, right? Utkarsh, on your component bit, right, basis whatever I showed, right, are there any questions that you have now? Because you felt that there is some amount of manipulation, so I just wanted to understand that if your queries are addressed. Good, Chirag, good. Yeah, we'll wait and we'll see. We will wait and we'll see if there is no, see there is no other entry that we are getting, right? It's okay, we have made our decent money for the day, and the idea as a trader is don't be in a rush to give back the money to the market. May of my, after 3:30 can we have even gold? Gold jigger last 2 days has been surprising, right? I'll tell you why. I'll try to wrap it up. I have to actually leave at 3:20. I will try to wrap it up, but let me take this gold question, right? X ने जीरो स्प्रेड पे कमीशन लगता है क्या सर? नहीं रॉ स्प्रेड पे लगता है, स्टैंडर्ड पे नहीं। स्टैंडर्ड पे नहीं लगता है, स्टैंडर्ड पे लेकिन स्प्रेड ज़्यादा है, रॉ स्प्रेड पे कमीशन लगता है। इंडेक्स का $2 है, और मेटल्स का बिटकॉइन वगैरह का $7 है, राइट? गोल्ड का, गोल्ड इज़ मेटल्स, ऑयल इज़ ऑल्सो $7। आई जनरली प्रेफर रॉ स्प्रेड बिकॉज रॉ स्प्रेड में ट्रेडिंग ईजी हो जाता है, बट ईदर साइड इट्स द सेम, एज इन देर इज़ नो मेजर डिफरेंस। आप दोनों में से कोई भी ले सकते हो, दैट इज़ नॉट एन इश्यू, right? Now understand, we exited the trade at 241, it's trading at 303. Make a note in the journal, right? There is a logic why we exited that trade, and the logic very simply is we were against the trend. If it's not going within 5 minutes, right, I have to exit the trade. Now yes, that is fine, right? Now in case, right, your setup allows you, right? So I am also making a note of these as I am speaking, right? So what I do is I try to make a note, right? When I exited after that, so my exit was here, right? Sorry, let it open, right? This is where I exited the trade, right? This point at 3 o'clock, no sorry, here, right? Between 3 and 3:06 we exited, right? So we entered here around, we entered at 256, we exited at 331, right? Zero spread पे 30 पेयर पे नहीं लगता. Again, I have not used standard, but those FAQs are there, right? Now I exited at around 3 o'clock, right? I exited here, right? Because in 4 minutes it did not give me a moment. Now yeah, standard पे spread ज़्यादा होता है, which is where I avoid standard. I typically use raw spread, right? Now here, given I was against trend, so my against trend within 4 minutes I did not get a movement. Now this is an anomaly. After I exited, it went up 70 points. I will not refine my setup basis one-off trade. This goes as an entry in my journal. I will compare it in the past, right? I would have in my log, right? I would have 10, 15, 20 trades like this. If this anomaly supersedes 40 to 50% time of the okay, if this anomaly supersedes 40-50% times of my logic, only then I start refining my logic, because one off, two off, right? Again I am saying, right, I look at conserving capital, not reward, right? I look at conserving capital. So if more than 60% times, if more than 50% times I am able to conserve capital using this strategy, I would not think of what I am losing on the table, right? I would not think of what I am losing on the table. So this one will go in the journal. I would encourage each one of you guys to maintain a journal, right? I would encourage each one of you guys to maintain a journal. Whatever has happened today, again go back and put it in your journal. Basis one off trade, don't refine your setup. If this thing is happening over a period of, say if you have 10 journal entries, it has happened 5 times and more than 5 times, right, that you lost a big rally, then it warrants for you to increase your wait time from 5 minutes to 7 minutes. But it should be in DXY movement affect metals, yes, right? It affects. There is a reason. So again, right now is not a good time to look at DXY, because DXY is dollar index and it's a basket of 6 currencies. Right now there is a news in dollar and there is a news in JPY. So you cannot directly correlate the movement, right? So again, right, in this condition and this logic, when I am against the trend and when I am with trend, I will have to journal it accordingly. So journaling is a very detailed process. Simple नहीं होता है कि आपने जो trade लिया उसको as it is डाल दो. डिटेल्ड वे में जर्नल करोगे तो क्या होगा, आपको सेटअप रिफाइन करने में भी मज़ा आएगा. ठीक है, right? I have the last thing on gold, right? People asked me gold, right? Gold, Jigar, I was clear, right? In some of the groups that I was a part of, I said whatever peaks it is making, right? It has to go and touch 1983, right? Now today Asia session, if you see, it started here, went up and came down, right? Yesterday also Asia was same. Asia was range bound and narrow range bound and volatile. EMEA was bigger range bound and volatile, right? So I am expecting today to follow the same theme. Ideally, we will get a good trade in New York session, right? But clearly for me, till 1992.5 is taken out, there is no long. It is too close to its target of 1983. Between 1983 and 84.5, there is a logical POI. Let it confirm the support and then take a trade. Yeah, makes sense. Cool. Hey guys, I have a commitment. I have to reach somewhere, right? I wanted to take this session and ensure everyone is going through. Luckily, we got a good live trade, lot of learnings with that live trade, right? I will journal this. I would encourage you guys also to journal it. Don't be in a hurry to change your setup. I am again saying this is one-off incident. Basis this one-off till something actually gives you more than 50-60% certainty, right? You should not change it. क्योंकि 60% से ज़्यादा सर्टेनिटी नहीं है. आपका वो सेटअप आपके फेवर में ऐसे भी 1:1 से ज़्यादा तो और कुछ देगा नहीं. ठीक है, तो 60% से ज़्यादा अगर नहीं दे रहा है तो आप अपना कैपिटल लूज़ कर जाओगे उसमें, जो मेरे को अवॉइड करना है. ठीक है, आई होप एवरी वन हैड अ गुड सेशन, लर्नड वेल. जस्ट वॉच आउट फॉर माई डेली एनालिसिस वीडियो, आई विल कम बैक विद इट. For now we are signing off, right? I hope everyone had a good day. I hope everyone had a good day, right? Thank you guys. Thank you. We will meet again tomorrow. Expiry will be painful. Don't be in a rush. Again I am saying don't be in a rush.